Good morning. First of all, I want to ask to Porto Academy, Emilio and Rodrigo, and thank you for all to coming to see my presentation. I will present you two projects, one already built and another is under construction. The projects located in the north of Portugal, one in the Monção, called Monção, the northern project, and another in the small village called Vidago. This project is located in the, like I said, in a small village called Vidago. The urban center of this village is located here, and this is the space I was invited for the city hall to make a renovation of this space. Located here, you can see the main road called the National Road, where everybody and all traffic comes into the village, and here is the gardens of the Vidago Palace, a great hotel who's now or suffer intervention made by Álvaro Siza. This small village starts to be built in the early years of the 20th century. You can see the rail station, and the first boulevard was made to connect to the Hotel Vidago Palace. Here's a picture from the beginning of the 20th century, the image of this great hotel, who have a lot of a famous hotel at the time, constructed in this image of style of Belle Epoque, and came here a lot of tourists from all over the world to get treatments in with the Vidago waters. Most of the buildings at the time was abandoned, even Vidago Palace entered in the process of decadence. The situation remained until very recently, when architect Álvaro Siza made the rehabilitation of this hotel. You can see here a small building made by Siza and the oldest building totally rehabilitated. Here a picture from the intervention of Álvaro Siza at the back of the building, with the expansion to construct new facilities for this hotel. This work was very important for this village, because the construction of the rehabilitation of this building create in the city hall the necessity to create new facilities like another buildings to serve the region. That's why when I was invited to development this type of project, the train station appeared like an important place. It is now would not work anymore like a rail station, and there is totally abandoned, and appear like an opportunity. Is the image when I start my project. Appears like an opportunity to construct the new bath for rehabilitation treatments. The city wants to create this type of equipment, and like I say, the railway station was abandoned, could be appear like an opportunity to fix here this equipment. In synthesis, I start to work in the urban context and think about how can I change the situation of the rail station to transform in the public space a new plaza. Here is the platform of the rails will be transforming the bicycle track. And here the Alameda, this great boulevard I show you in the first slide, will be transforming to turn on in the place for pedestrians. You can see here this model of the project, the intervention near the rail station, and the new boulevard, not the new, but the renewal boulevard, who connects with the Vidago Palace. The importance of this intervention, as you can see, the boulevards are very degraded and with a bad state of construction. The trees, some of them are in very bad shape and is going to fall down, and that's why it's very important to start this renewal of these boulevards. Our project focuses in the replacement, first of all, the replacement of the pavements, but introducing also new equipment, public equipment, like the lamp posts and the benches. The boulevard, I said, I transform it in the one single level to transform it in allowing the people going and the cars will be strangers here, but I still make this line because it's important to guarantee the access to the cars. Another view of the granite roads. Here is another boulevard, and the new guides I put in the pavements to order the boulevard. Some of the trees must be changed, to put new ones, but these lines I made allow to conciliate the new geometry of the trees and the old ones. Here you can see the opportunity of draw a urban project. I think to draw this type of equipment, like the lamps, the lamp posts, you can see already made with all equipment we need to put in this type of interventions, like the bins integrated in the posts. Well, back to the illustration. I felt this building could be the starting point from the project, because the program was very complex, And I feel if I work with the old rail station, the rail station, the building, the main building of the rail station, have one function already connected to be an entrance for something. When you go to a train, you enter by the city on the building, or when you arrive the train, you enter in the city. This double function is very important for me because the station connects the urban space and with the zone of the hotels. For other hand, the complexity of the program suggests me to work with different departments, and the space I have to free to construct the buildings was very straight and very horizontal and in line. As you see, the platform I have, the terrain to make my project was very conditioned for the old station. That's why I think, first of all, to take a part of this line and create a succession of the program in two wings, different wings. So here you can see the plan of the building. In the middle, you can find the building of the train station, and the project divides in two different wings. Here, the northern wing, more public. Here, the old station. You enter either by the national road or by the boulevards who serves the hotels. This double sense of entrance give you the opportunity, first of all, to go to the left, where you have the public service, the reception, the medical office, a small cafeteria, and a small auditorium, or could be an exhibition space. In the old hangar, I integrated in this composition. For the other side, the south wing, I put the different departments. Starts by the okay, os balneários, os dressing rooms. Thank you. And other departments like inhalotherapy, gym, and other bath departments and rooms to have the treatments, and ends in the swimming pool. In the end of the building, you can see all a lot of technical equipments, because it's a thermal equipment with many systems to serve these departments. Bem, starting by the train station as the entry point, the building was completely rehabilitated, maintaining this symbolic function of the entrance, but also preserving the memory of the old station. In fact, the building process and all original frames were preserved and rehabilitated. The old windows were preserved and rehabilitated. And I tried to maintain the philosophy of the old train station, the entrance and the platform. In the past, you arrives to the train. It could be the important point for the entrance of this type of building. We needed to adapt the interior space because I don't put the old plan, but in the interior of the station, the interiors are very small and a lot of walls with a small scale. But I need to cut the space, maintaining these beams with the memory of the old layout, but creating a new open space allow me to connect also the different departments in the longitudinal direction. Here you can see on the ground floor of the station the connection to the gallery, who remind us a train, and the connection with the other departments when it starts to the entrance for the different functions you get there. On the top floor of the building was kept with the original details because there is no problem about the adaptation of the program, the new program to the old layout. That's why I maintain totally the atmosphere and the walls and these spaces originally, because we will serve to receive only the administration office. And here another image from the ground floor who connects the different wings of the building. As I say, this building has still in construction, but I think it's not for long, I hope. As I say, this is the north wing. I already told you the reception, a small cafeteria with independent or possibility to create esplanade here and in the exterior, and the possibility also to function independently of the equipment to receive all the events in this building. The south wing is, as you can see, is more complex. You start here. This is the main gallery, the train. This gallery is implanted in the line of the old rail to connect to the different departments, the inhalotherapy, the gym, the treatment zones, more specific with waters and splashes, something like that. And this is the swimming pool. All the technical equipments are there. Here you can see some pictures from the reception. When the people came here, schedule their appointments. It's very important because when you go to this type of equipment, you can't start to make the treatments without talking with the doctor first. The small cafeteria, and is very important because this was a project with a small budget, and that's why I make this project very clean with not a lot of windows. It cost a lot of money. And another problem was the location of this project. How I resolve the problems of the private space like this. This is the office from the doctors. That's why I create several courtyards on the interior of the volumes to ensure the natural light, but at the same time allow the great private space to this office to the doctors. Here you can see the hangar will be the a space to stills in construction to create some happenings like a small auditorium or even exhibition space. And here a view of the south wing, the reception. When you start, you want to change the clothes, you start and go there, then pick here the towels and the keys of your lockers. Here you can find some examples of the type of treatments, the showers. This is a Scotch shower, I think could be like this. The gym from the treatments, rehabilitation treatments. The swimming pool with no water at all. Another courtyard who brings the light. You can see the different of levels. I put the courtyards, and then you have in the higher levels another windows, and in the other space the window is in the different level not to connect visually the spaces. Here you can see a wall of acoustic bricks. And there are some rooms dedicated to another therapeutic treatments like massage, etc. And the bath, always with water of Vidago, not to drink, only to bath. And this is equipment already made. I don't have much choice because the City Hall have a contract with this company of these equipments. It's a Portuguese company. This is the material for inhalotherapy. And here connecting, you can see the image of the metallical gallery. We remember a train. Some people ask me when I saw me, hey, the architect, you made the train, but you forget the end frames for the doors. But I think it could be, for me, it was important in the beginning, thinking in this project like the great connection between the rail station and the new functionality and the new equipment are integrated here. The connection, this sense of movement, and I put another connections, a glass gallery to avoid dividing the space, maintaining a sense of departure to another journey. And by the interior, this gallery makes the connection to all the treatment space. You start here. In the end of the gallery, I put a window open, giving a sense of transparency and movement, creating a dynamic space and a very easy space with a simple lecture for all the people. Another important thing, I decided to build this building in one floor, thinking in the handicapped people, because this type of equipment are used for a very old person also. And then the gallery joined with the different departments, creating small atriums. The gallery has another function to create a boundary for the courtyards and giving privacy, because as you can see here, you have the cycle track here, and it's important to maintain a sense of privacy of all these spaces. You can see another picture here is the swimming pool. This courtyard is more open for the exterior, and the gallery, the end of the gallery, totally open, and you can see the interior. That's why I put at the same time this type of glass with a filter called grease window to reinforce this sense of privacy. Another image of the other courtyards who serve another department. In here you can see the view from the National Road. When I put another gallery, more close one, this, to define a wall between the equipment and the road, very noisy road, and this sense of closed space and maintain or give the strength to the rail station, like the old times. The entrance is no doubt at all. As you can see, this gallery, who made the wall to the National Road, is served to put all the equipment, technical equipment, who serve the different departments, and gives the opportunity to the technicians, goes without contact with the public, to the different departments directly. Part of the building of the bathhouse, or the rail station, was composed also for this type of buildings, was the guard house, and the city hall asked me to integrate this to the rehabilitation or transformation of these two buildings to receive a small exhibition space and a tourist post. I connect the two buildings because it's very small, and it's important to think in economical problems. Also, in when opens, to have only one employee to serve and guard the two buildings. Here will be for the tourist post of tourism, and here the building I adapt to be an exhibition space. As you can see, this volume, a metallic volume, also connects the two buildings, cut the corners of the buildings, and create here more space for tourists to be received with administration in the upper level. And in this single construction, I close the windows and get the essential of the form and transform it in the small space of exhibitions. Another view from the exterior, here more open. And the exhibition space, the view from the National Road. This volume, this metallic volume, is possible to also, like in the rail station, connect the two platforms. This sense of boundary of this space, you enter not only in the building but in another zone of the public space. And some pictures from interior. I try to totally renewal because the functions are different, but integrated some constructive elements, restored, and only be painted and put the thermic isolation. It was an important problem, is always a problem, because in this type of interventions you must conciliate the new functions and guarantee the new normatives of thermal isolation, acoustic, etc. Here the exhibition space, I only put this window on the roof, oriented is from north, but the structures of wood given was maintained, and given the natural light, we need to create here small exhibitions. Here a view of the train by night, waiting for new trips. Now I will show you a second project. This project is located, as I say in the beginning, in Monção, near Monção. You can see the location of the project. It's also in the north of Portugal. Here you can see the Minho River, with a natural barrier, frontier between Portugal. Here is Portugal, and here is Galicia, Spain. The location plan, as you see, the house is oriented in north-south. This place is near the river banks, and is a fantastical natural landscape with not the plot of the project, but is near and very near, and he give amazing views. I will use in the develop of the project. The site was a densely wooded land, a lot of trees, but when I arrived with my client to see the site, to see the property, I found this quarry that induced me could be a good place to start working, not only because I don't have to destroy more trees, but I could fix it and help try to, with the project, transform this place. The story of this project starts in 2008. The client invited me to design the two houses for a father and son. My direct client was the son, but he wants to construct a house for him and for his parents. Just a moment. That's why I decided to join the two houses. Seems to me logical. Why not creating a simple and rectangular platform who connects the two houses, and to get a bigger scale, thinking in this place and this type of topography of the terrain. The building has an underground basement. When you arrive by car, starts to divide the space in two houses. Here the garage for the father, and here the garage with the other facilities for the son. Indoor pool, and another space, a technical space who helps, and infrastructures to the swimming pool, and starts here a space for a living room. The houses are joined, but also separate by this central void, allowing, is very important, the independence of each one. On the ground floor, you can also see this division. On the left side, the parent house is a one-floor house. You can see the kitchen and the dinner room and the living room here with 2 bedrooms. Instead, the House of the Sun, in the first floor, we have only a big space, open space of living without rooms. That's why these different scales, the Sun wants a bigger space, like have a lot of friends, and it's important also to, even the houses are disconnected, of course this living room receive also the parents and all the family. Is in the House of the Sun, the Sun's house, sorry, the Sun's house is the center of this project. The difference of the scale of the programs creates a necessity to create another floor here, only for the rooms for the Sun, a big suite room and another 2 rooms for the children. Here you can see the beginning of the construction work. The basement, this ground floor, the basement creates a big platform, will be the base of the whole building. And here you can see the making of the slab, the formworks in wood. Don't mistake, this isn't a finished wood. This isn't a finished wood floor. But it was very important to create this type of platform, because these formworks will imprint this shape and texture on the final concrete surface. Sorry. Here you can see some image where you can see the construction process, complexity. You use press-stressed systems of concrete on the concrete slab on the first floor. Another image of the structures. And here you can see the drawing of the general plan of the post-tension structure. You have 84 meters length to 60 meters wide. Support 8 columns, 4 in the corners, and another 4 at the center. These 8 points support all the structure with this dimension. The post-tension system, the primary system, are integrated in these 2 beams, and then in the other direction we have another tensions cables put to make the slab. You can see already the forms to guarantee the deformation or contra-deformation of the beams. I think important to show this process. This is the cables we use to construct the beams. The fixing points of the beams who are carved or at the end of the concrete work, then fixes the cables here. As you can see, these tubes, these pipes are organized already with the form we need with the curve calculated to counteract the natural concrete deformation. The swimming pool extends itself outside the face of the building, and it's also made with a post-tension concrete system, as you see. In this case, because you can see by the water level, the system really works. The water don't let us lie. In opposite of this huge concrete beam, several other exterior walls were made in granite blocks in the traditional way. As you can see, the local workers looking to the beam. This dialogue between the technology and the traditional systems used in the region. Image from the construction, the walls, this horizontal slab standing who connects to these big walls, opening to the entrance of the plot, and this central point gets more importance to receive like an atrium, first moment of the house. In the upper level, I chose to put a metallical structure to build the first floor of the house, the bigger house, the sun house. This is the core, really the core of the project. It was designed like an elliptical space, transversal to all the floors, elliptical space, and a circle hole on the basement. In the beginning, as you can see, it's an important thing. In the beginning of the project, the client asked me if it was possible to integrate in my project a special place to put an apple tree that was planted by his grandfather in his old house. I used this request to give more strength to this central courtyard, a space to receive the tree. As you see in the beginning, I think the tree like who grows from the basement, and the people can connect with the couple of the tree, and is an important tree for the client. But unfortunately, the tree didn't survive the transplantation process. Instead of planting a new one, I leave it only the space. I think there is no. How can I say, no one putting, instead of putting another something else, I leave the space. Another thing is interesting to this type of house, the big energetic needs for the building. We used to ensure the energetic balance of the building. We adopted the geothermal energy. You can see this large. It's interesting, this photo. Maybe you never see something like this, but for me, it was the first time I do this type of technology. A large extension of pipes buried in the property to order and get all the energy for the ground. The system of cooling and heating the house are in the first floor, used in on the ground pavements, a system of tubes also, and ventilation systems on the upper levels. Here you can see the main entrance to the property, paved with granite blocks integrating the geometry of the walls. And for here is this terrain is slightly inclined with the natural topography, and giving the expression to the entrance, and also making the entrance to the ground, to the basement, for the garage, to the garage. As you see, the house of the father's house is on the left, and the son's house is on the right. As you can see, in this house, is a one-floor house, but here I need to put a second floor. That's why I choose this type of metallical element in glass to reflect the trees and not to break this horizontal image. This is the metallical volume, also with colored glass behind the sunlight control, gives a sense of camouflage of the interior space, reflecting the landscape. Now I'm going to show you some photos of the finished building. This is a view from, as I said, the central courtyard. Here a view from the basement with the entrance of the garage through glass, always glass sliding doors. And the pavement was made of concrete, also with a small concrete blocks grid, a grid of concrete blocks with empty space for grass, giving it this natural atmosphere. The basement floor, as you can see, is fully integrated at the landscape design. Here you can see the swimming pool, and here the beam in concrete with these boxes, the onshore points of the post-tension system was carefully designed in line and to take a part of this system and on the image of the project. The swimming pool, a 25 meters long swimming pool, was a morning solitary swim and into the nature. I think the client asked me to do a big swimming pool because he likes to swim every morning. This is a west view of the house. We can also see the boundaries of the walls in the property made in stone. Here at the north, you can see also this space, different space with a full weight space, where the main staircase of this house are located. This is the staircase who connects the basement with the different levels. The basement, here the ground floor and the first floor. Here you can see the space of the living room of the bigger house. The change of height of the living room gives the space for a more intimate dimension. That's why I use different levels I put this space in the different levels also, and the boxes not connect with the ceiling, the roof. The ceiling, sorry. The design of the wood box reinforces the character of the container space. It makes me remember like the retables of a church who are disposed and not break the great sense of container of this space. The boxes was made in the pine and ebony and shelter different functions, like they can be bathrooms or integrate kitchen equipment, or even as a closet in the dining room space. Here a detail, you can see detail of a wood box. And we also designed the windows to achieve thinner metallical frames. Here you can see some sketches from this process. And here a view of the first floor. These boxes here are the rooms of this house. And near the end of the construction, the client asked me also to draw several furniture elements, like the dinner table, the chairs, sofas, and other components, like a kitchen, the counters in the bathrooms, the table I made also in the pine wood and with a metallical structure, the chair. Here you can see a final photograph of the dinner table with the chairs. In this photo, we start to see the house, the father's house. Here I use the same details, strategy, of course in a smaller scale. The boxes here are more close together and define the bedrooms. Here a detail of an entrance to a bedroom, and a view from the interior of a box that shelters a bedroom. I will end with a beautiful phrase said by Leon Battista Alberti, who said, "The whole heart of building consists of 6 things that are these: the place, the site, the distribution, the walls, roofs, and openings. The place where the plans to build will be large and open in all directions. A part of this will be the site. The site will be a delimited space of the place and will be surrounded by a wall according to the use and convenience." Thank you very much.